Hello and welcome back to another episode of the BlissScape Developer Commentary. It is Saturday right now, so I just uploaded the previous episode yesterday, but I wanted to get on really quick and do the fight caves before this bingo thing ended. So we're not going to answer questions right now, we're going to do that later in the episode because I want to do the fight caves first. So the first step is I need to do some dungeoneering to get the chaotic crossbow. I should only have to do a few mediums, so it should be really quick. So let's get that done. Okay, so I did a quick dungeon here with Iponal. He is much faster at dungeoneering than I am, so we did a large dungeon. Yeah, I'm the least harmful, definitely. But that's 8 million experience off of just that one, which is why I should have done that first. Because now I already had 876,000 tokens. So let's leave out of here and let this update. And now we're at 1.6 million. So that's great. So we definitely can get that chaotic crossbow now, so that way we can start doing those fight caves. I gotta hurry up and do that. People are making really good progress with this bingo thing. Okay, let's go ahead and buy it. There we go. Chaotic crossbow. Now, I don't have a ton of range gear, but honestly, it doesn't take much to do the fight caves. I always tend to like over gear. As long as you have a good weapon, soul split, a little bit of food, and potions, you're totally fine. So, we might just use black dragon hide. That might be all we need. So if I just put this on, and I need some bolts, obviously. I think that the Slayer shop. They just sell normal bolts, right? If I remember. If not, I'll buy some from somebody. Nope, they sell arrows, but not bolts. So I'll have to buy some. I'm sure people have tons of it from training agility. I mean, training fletching. I was thinking of doing agility. So yeah, I gotta get some bolts. I gotta get some potions. I'll buy some potions off of somebody. The nice thing about not being an Iron Man is you can buy a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna finish getting geared up here. Okay, this is what I'm bringing. A couple of ranging flasks, some super restores, some Ceridome brews, some emergency food, and here's my gear. I ended up buying some runite bolts from the range shop, and I got the Spirit Dragon Tooth just for prayer bonus because it's like the only thing that actually gives me a prayer bonus. So yep, I don't think that I'll have any trouble with this, honestly. It's not as hard as it used to be. And I've got Soul Split for emergencies as well. So let's see how quickly I can do this. So while I'm here just doing the fight caves, which is going just fine, I've used one sip of a restore flask so far. Obviously I haven't gotten that far in, but we're on wave 21 already, so it's super easy with flasks because you really don't have to worry too much about anything, and especially with Soul Split, because you don't really have to worry about taking hits too much, because obviously you can just heal up as long as you have a little bit of prayer. So I figure I want to talk about the fight caves while I'm in here, because a lot of servers actually don't have the fight caves. They just have like you just fight Jad, or you just buy the fire cape either with in real life money or in-game money. And a lot of people sometimes are surprised that this server has full fight caves. And it's definitely something that I wanted to have. Thankfully the 7.18 version already had a pretty complete fight caves. I've had to fix a few things with it. But overall, it's really nice because a fire cape, at least when I was playing RuneScape, and I was like lower level and everything, a fire cape was like this like super cool trophy. Obviously it's not on a private server like this, but just to see that someone went through the whole fight caves to get it, it was even beyond just the stats, it was just cool for that aspect of it being a trophy. So I definitely wanted to kind of mimic that on here. Man, I knew he was gonna get around there. Yeah, I definitely wanted to mimic, having that kind of fun little trophy of it. Whoops, double clicked. My mouse is getting old, I can tell. It's starting to like double click, and when I move in a straight line it tends to jump. See how it's jumping around? Like it's not moving in a smooth motion. So I'm gonna need to get a new mouse eventually for sure. So if I ever misclick, that's why. But yeah, so definitely the the fight cave, something I wanted to add, something I'm definitely gonna add to old school. It's just it's really cool just to be able to say you did it, even you know even in lower gear like this, it makes it more fun. That's kind of why some people offer, since I'm doing the whole bingo thing, people offered to like lend me like good gear and stuff, and I'm like, you know what, no, I want to do it, bring back the memories of when I used to do this. Well, we're in the same configuration here, so I know he's gonna get around. Bring back my memories, man. It took me so many tries back in 2008 or so to actually get the fire cape for the first time myself. The first time I ran out of prayer right as Jad spawned, so I lost there. The second time I made it to Jad a little bit better, but then he killed me, and the third time he killed me. I think I got it on the fourth try, which I think is more than usual. But I remember also coming here as a really low level, being like, what's this cave, and then coming in and getting, to wave like 10 and being like, that was so cool, I wonder how far this goes, I didn't even know, So definitely some nostalgia in here for me, and nothing, even today, I've been trying to like, that's why I was like not too worried about the gear, because I'm trying to not be, have that like pressure about Jad like I used to. I'm taking some hits here because my auto retaliates on. That's why I'm having trouble. Okay, I was started to lose my train of thought, so I just stopped the recording really quick. But yeah, so like I was saying, the anxiety behind it, nothing gets my heart going like beating real fast every time Jad spawns, even though it's like super easy now. It still has like that ingrained in me that Jad's like this huge scary monster. So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna worry too much. Oh, my prayer's getting low. With this run, I'm just gonna be like, you know what, just if I just bring a bunch of potions, I'll be fine. I like half the time when I do this, I would I'd be so worried about saving potions and everything, and then by the end I would have like 80% of my supplies left, just because I'm used to being, that first time that I went, I ran out of supplies, and I don't want that to happen again, because it takes a while to get through this. I wonder why my save spot's not working here. Shouldn't, maybe if you're just a little bit further back I can attack. Yeah, maybe I was just too close to this pillar. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving through this. Hopefully we don't run into any issues, but should be fine. Well, I died. I'm actually not even sure how. I was getting a little low because I was killing the Major and the Ranger was on me, and I got hit twice. I don't know if I think another Ranger came from the other side or something, because I got hit with two range hits at once that just both hit me, and I got comboed out. Oh well, I wasn't that far in, so I'll just give it another shot. Like you can see, I barely used any materials at all. I clicked on the Ceradim and Brew, but I guess I was already dead, so oh well. Yeah, that's just wasted a few minutes, but not too big of a deal. Just refresh these. Oh, I gotta get more Super Restore to fill that up. Not that I really need it, but yeah, I'll just give it another shot. Okay, so just got 99 range. Kind of assumed that I would get it throughout this dungeon. I expected to be done by now, but that's what happens. Being a little bit more careful this time. Before I was like, oh, these guys aren't hitting much, and I was just killing the Majors, and just those Rangers, they can combo you out. They hit nothing, and then they hit everything. But yeah, 99 range, so that should speed this up a little bit. I'm actually going to take another sip of this, and hopefully we can get done in the next few minutes. Okay, so we are on the last wave here before Jad. I am going to record me killing Jad, but I'm not going to talk, because I can't talk and play, as you've probably seen. So I'm going to be really careful with it, because I definitely don't want to die. I don't have time to do another run today, and I definitely want to do this for the bingo thing, so hopefully I don't die. So I'm going to record it, but I'm not going to talk. So let's get geared up here. Hopefully he doesn't spawn on top of me. Okay. Pretty good on supplies. Got my range up. Let's go see if we can find him. Oh, there he is. Gotta remember. I actually totally forgot what the animations were. Glad Figured it out. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to be talking. Hope this mouse doesn't fail me. I got the meleers, the healers, I mean. Should be easy from now on. There we go. Man, it's so easy, but I'm like, I panic every single time, especially in this like low gear that I'm not gonna like two-shot him. But there we go. Got the fire cape. Gave that screenshot for everybody. Okay, we successfully did the bingo thing. I'm glad I got to participate in that. Got the fire cape, and we're good to go. So yep, I got some other stuff I'm going to do today, but we'll come back a little bit later once I get some more questions and we answer the questions for the video. Well, it's later in the week now, and I haven't logged on in a few days because I've been working on the next update, which just came out yesterday. If you don't know, you can type in updates in game to send you to that update notes. There's a lot of background stuff in this update, stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while. Mainly account linking, so you can link your website account with your in-game account now, and that makes a lot of stuff easy to be automated. And some subscription stuff for to get some behind the scenes work on future updates. So that'll be fun. Anyway, so yeah, we just finished the fight caves. I logged off as soon as I was done. Like I said, I had more stuff to do that day. But yeah, looking at the supplies here, this is why I hate that I always panic, because I'm always like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough stuff. I don't want to use prayer the whole time. But look how much stuff I had left over. I would have been absolutely fine. I had the range prayer on for a lot of the dungeon, but not all of it, not the beginning. But obviously I could have easily had it on the whole time. Barely used any food. It's really quite easy on a in this version of RuneScape. There's plenty of stuff, and range is kind of buffed on this server. So, but either way, I want to get started on the actual questions now. We've gotten a few since last episode. So let's go ahead and drop off all this junk. And what I want to do is, let's just get out our melee gear to have some defense. I'm going to start mining, I think, and that's what we're going to do while we're answering the questions. So I'm going to get geared up for that. And we just got 81 mining. I was setting up, and I've already leveled up once. So we're just at the south end of the Living Rock Caverns here. There's a deposit box up there I can deposit the ore at. So this is where we'll be mining while I answer these questions. Okay, so the first question is, how do you feel about post-EOC items getting added to Bliss? We have Tier 90 weapons, and the Seed Aside and the community also reacted positively to Tier 90 weapon dies. Can we expect small items such as the Yak Twee Stick? I feel like an item like the Yak Twee Stick doesn't take away too much from the 2012 feeling. I'm actually not super sure what the Yak Twee Stick does. Isn't that just the, you get that from catching charm sprites? Wouldn't I have to add charm sprites for that item to actually mean something? Unless it does something else I don't know about. But basically, when it comes to adding post-EOC stuff to a pre-EOC server, I think about would it have come out to RuneScape if EOC wasn't a thing? Like, there's a lot of items that came out because of EOC, and they really don't fit with this version of RuneScape. Like some of the newer potions and you know, other mechanic, more specific items, they don't really work in pre-OC, and they just don't really fit with the feel of the server, which is the main thing. If it feels like a RuneScape 3 item, I wouldn't want to add it. Like even the Tier 90 weapons are kind of like on the edge, but at the end of the day, they're really just a Tier 90 weapon on this game. They don't work exactly like they do in RuneScape 3. It's just it's a two-handed weapon, a bow, and a staff. That's really all it is. So of course those fit no problem with this server because we already have two-handed weapons, bows, and staffs. So stuff like that, that it's just like it could have come out in 2012 and no one would have batted an eye. That's really the main thing. And the other thing to think about is this isn't an exact copy of pre-ROC, obviously pre-EOC. It's a private server and it's BlissScape, and I've added custom stuff that wasn't in RuneScape, so it also has to fit with the current style of the game. Like something like a seed aside, that makes sense because we've already got the Bone Crusher and stuff like that. So really, it just comes down to will it improve the game or take away from the game. And honestly, it's not that even that I'm adding post EOC items. It's more that I'm just taking the ideas that they had and implementing it into this game in a different way if needed. So really, anything you can see post EOC, it could possibly get added, but it's either I'm going to change it or it's already going to work with the system. So if the Yak Tweeze stick does have a bonus that I don't know about, and it would improve the game, I have no problem adding it. So the next question actually comes off of that one. It's for you, how strong is the if it was in 2012, it should be in BlissScape argument? A lot of bug reports are things that work, but not quite in the way that it was in RuneScape, like Frost Dragons, for example. If you don't know, I just a little bit ago changed Frost Dragons because the way that they were implemented was not correct, and I made it correct. Their AI was wrong because I wasn't the one that initially programmed in the Frost Dragon AI, so I just programmed it in the way it should have been done. And you also stated that you didn't want Runespan. You also declined God War's Dungeon minions dropping the non-hilt uniques. Honestly, there are changes that I make to the game based on what I would want, So that's basically been my premise from the server since the beginning. I'm making a server that I would want to play, and there are things in 2012 RuneScape that I didn't really like. For example, the minions dropping the non-hilt uniques in God War's Dungeon. I didn't really think that made any sense. I really feel like you should get the drop from the boss. Every time you see someone that got the drop from a minion, it's super weird. So I just felt like it would be better. And originally the drop system wasn't as robust as it is now. So when the server first came out, they were way too common, and I couldn't really get them to not be common because of the way the drop system was. So I didn't really have an option to do a super rare drop. So I just removed it, and it kind of just stuck that way. So and it's been like that for so long. I have no intention of really changing it. Kill the boss to get the main item, and then Runespan. If you don't know, I hate Runespan. I got 99 rune crafting in real RuneScape before Runespan came out, and I think that it really just completely ruined the skill. So of course I disagree with that, and if I disagree with it, then I remove it. So that's pretty much sums it up. I have an idea of what I want the game to be, and if 2012 RuneScape fits with that idea, then I'll go with it absolutely, and usually it does. This was my favorite time of RuneScape, so most of the things make complete sense to me, and I like it the way it is, but there are some things that I would change that I think improve the game. Runespan being the first update that I really didn't agree with, and it just kind of went downhill from there. So yeah, basically from here on, it's just what I have a personal opinion about, and that's really it. If I personally think it would be better if it worked in a different way, I'll change it. And the community's opinion also counts, not as much as mine, but if a lot of people are like, hey, this shouldn't work this way, or this should work this way, then I'd definitely add it. Frost Dragons before only having the one combat style, it made them a little too easy. You really didn't have to worry about them at all. You just pray one thing and be done. Now you at least have to use Soul Split, and you still have a chance of dying because they still can't hit hard enough. So if they're too easy to AFK, then it definitely makes sense to change it. One example is prayer. When I've talked about it before in the series, how prayer was it was draining way too slowly, and I didn't even know. because I never looked at the formula. It turns out the formula was way off and it was draining way too quickly. I needed to change that because people were, it was too easy to AFK in certain places, and you could just AFK for hours without drinking a prayer potion, and then even without the Demon Horde necklace, and that just doesn't make sense. So that needed to be changed, and I did change it to exactly how 2012 was, but that was too harsh for a server like this. People enjoyed the fact that prayer wasn't super harsh. So I changed it again to be somewhere in the middle. So now we don't have the, it's not super abusable, but it's not quite as serious as 2012 was. So that's a time where the community, their opinion went over mine, because in my opinion it should have been normal, but the community was right. It hurt the server having it completely one-to-one. So changing it to somewhere in between and getting a compromise, that was definitely the best position, and now it's in a really great spot, and no one complains about prayer. I did open up these boxes, by the way. Nothing special. Although I guess an Armadillo Cloak could be useful in the God Wars dungeon, but I don't need it now. I should claim these first. Okay, so the next question. Any thought on future updates for Puro Puro? Spawns on Kingly Implings increasing, or the drop rate on them. Also, other Impling drops at Puro seem to be rather quiet, and it's lonely. Oh, also updating other Impling drops. Puro seems rather quiet, and I'm lonely on my own. Yeah, I could probably do something with Puro Puro in the future. When I came out with it, it was never meant to be like a super endgame thing that people grind for. There are certain new players that come on and just they like Puro Puro and they want to do it at the early levels to get some quick drops. But I could definitely see myself making it a little bit more favorable for more people to do. It does seem like Kingly Implings aren't spawning as much as I would like. I was hoping that people would find about 1 per hour. It seems more like it's being like a 1 per 2 hours right now, which is not as much as I would like. They are spawning about once an hour, but I think people are just missing them, and that makes sense. So I could definitely see myself increasing the spawn rate of them, especially if there's more than one person there. And the other thing is clue scrolls are probably in the future of BlissScape pretty soon here. They're definitely getting shorter on the list. And Puro Puro, I think, will be a good source of clue scrolls. So I think that might be one reason why a lot of people do it. So that'll bring more people there. But yeah, I've got no problem going back and making stuff more fun and more favorable for people to do. I'm not going to just abandon a piece of content, because I worked hard on everything on the server, so I want people to be able to use it. So yeah, it was an easy question. And the next question is, the last question for now, is there any chance you can make a log on the forums with accepted and declined suggestions? A lot of suggestions are waiting, and people have no idea what to expect from it. So suggestions are hard because I only have a short list of things that I'm planning on doing, because I can't plan that far ahead, basically. You know, each update takes about a month, and I can only plan a few updates ahead because the opinion of the server might change in a month. So I kind of have to be, on my toes about what I'm doing next month. And there's updates that I want to do that I don't know if I'm going to be able to do. There's updates that maybe I don't want to have to do, but I'm going to have to because they're hard to work on, but they're going to be good for the game. So I don't really have planned on what I'm going to do for the next update until the previous update. So an update just came out. Now I'm starting to really think, okay, what do I really want to focus on for the next update? So the problem with confirming or denying suggestions is sometimes if I get a suggestion, I'm like, well, I don't want to do that now, but I might want to do it in the future. So I can't just be like, no. And I can't say I might do it in the future, because if I don't do it in the future, people are going to be upset about that. And I can't say yes because I don't know if I'm going to do it in the future. So really the only things that I can actually respond to are things I definitely want to do, and will definitely be seen in the future, or something that I can't do or definitely don't want to do. So then I can respond to those and be like, sorry, I can't do this, won't do this. But there's a lot of suggestions in that middle gray area that is actually, it's a good suggestion. Maybe the way that they suggested it wouldn't work, but I can do it in a different way. So really the best thing that I can do, I guess, is just be open with the communication about the suggestions and be like, I might, want to do this in the future, but I wouldn't, wait up on it because it could be a long time, or I might not do it at all. But, it's not like the bug reports where I can put a definitive tag on it and be like, yes, I'm doing this, no, I'm not doing this. It's just, it's not really feasible to do that because, and the biggest problem really is if I say anything about the suggestion that is not a no, people are going to expect it and they're going to want it and they're not going to leave me alone until I add it. And if it's something that I don't want to do, I don't want to do that. So that's pretty much what it boils down to, is I don't want to make any commitment, and which is the same reason I've been pretty secretive about updates. Like last update, I talked to some people about what I was planning for the next update, and I was planning on doing bank presets or of some form. But with the website changes that I made way more background website changes than I had initially intended to, because once I got started, once I was able to link the account to the website, which was the main thing that I wanted to do, it opened up the door to doing so many more things, like all these extra tags that I've gotten the Discord, now the Discord's linked, and the tags update. Let's just protect from range here, because I'm lazy. And all the donation systems are automatic. The new panel here is a bunch of information. It tracks your forum posts, your total donated, website points. So I've just got, it just ended up like ballooning into so much more than I initially had planned, which is good because this is stuff that I've wanted to do for a long time. But of course, then I didn't have time to complete bank presets this update. So the point is I mentioned that I was going to do bank presets, and then I didn't, and that's what I want to avoid. Hopefully, people understand that, oh, it's just good. It didn't make it in this update, but it might make it in the next one. But it might not, so that's pretty much what I want to avoid with any suggestions like that, because a lot of the suggestions just don't fit with the game, and I don't want to give any hint that I might add them if I'm not going to. But I also don't want to say absolutely no, because I might. So that's pretty much it. A lot of the suggestions are up in the air, and they're up in the air for me too. So I can't really, specify either way. But that's it for the questions for this episode. However, if you do want to hear me answer more questions, if that's really what the main thing you're here for is, Connor, which is another YouTuber for the server, he did an interview with me, and he asked a bunch of questions, and I think we talked for over an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. So there's lots of good information there. He's a good interviewer, so I'll leave the link to that in the description. So you can take a look at that either when you're done watching this or right now if you want to. Until then, I am going to keep mining. Let's see if we can get up to level 99 mining. Shouldn't take too long. It's a bit slower than the other skills, but... oh, I guess we're full. Take off, retaliate. It's a bit slower than the other skills. We got up to 84 so far, but we'll see how high we can get. It is Friday already. Like I said, I always leave this stuff for the last minute. So I don't want to take too long here, but I've got a few hours to play before the video needs to go up. So let's see how far we can get. Oh, I actually almost completely forgot the bingo event. It is over, and we came really close, but the other team did end up beating us. They got really lucky with one of the tasks, which was build a spirit shield from scratch. They got a divine sigil, and they were able to craft it before we were. We were ahead for a while, but they took it in the end. So, but it was a lot of fun competition. Maybe once I'm a little bit higher level, I'll be able to help out more than just getting one fire cape and a few feathers. But yeah, I can definitely see myself doing that again. So that was fun. Okay, just got 90 mining, and it's already almost 4 o'clock, so I think I'm going to start rendering out this video. I don't think I'm going to have time to get 99. This is slower than I remember. It's quite a bit slower when you don't have the super donator zone to bank really quickly. But 90 is a good place to stop for now. We got lots of gold, which I'm saving to do with smithing for double XP weekend. And we might want to do some red sandstone as well for crafting. We need to get crafting up to 89 first, which we will do when we get 99 thieving with the gems. So, yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. We got quite a bit done, but next episode, I think we're going to get a lot more done skilling wise. So, remember to leave your questions if you have any, and leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.